everyone, I'm here today to share how I make money on Poshmark. These are my suggestions from my 7 years of experience on selling on Poshmark. So everybody has a little bit of different story, but this is mine. These are the key things that I find very important to share with you. I also want to thank, real quick, Poshmark for sponsoring this video for us. This is a really exciting opportunity and I'm so excited to bring all of you more Poshmark videos. Alright, so let's get into it. Poshmark is an app on your phone. On this app, you can find multiple markets which are specific to different niches or topics and categories within selling items. So for instance, you'll find women's, kids, men's, and luxury items. Each of those categories you'll find different topics as well. So for instance, if you are looking for kids' shoes, you'll be able to find that specifically by searching those little filters. In my 7 years of experience, I have had over 332 sales, which is insane. That's added up to a little over $3,800, I think it was when I calculated it, which is pretty amazing. These are items that would have otherwise gone unused or been donated to Goodwill, for instance. Don't get me wrong, like these avenues are super important and we need to keep recycling clothes, in my opinion. However, these items that I'm selling specifically are things that still have value or are brand new and I haven't even worn or used. Like for instance, makeup or shoes that you haven't worn or you wore them one time for a special event. These are the kinds of things that sell really well on Poshmark. So if you have these items in your closet, which most of us do, let's be honest, then this is the video for you. So the important thing about how to make money on Poshmark is making sure that you have items that people want to buy. So for instance, the main things that I stick to are popular trendy styles or classic pieces for clothing or top name brands of clothing that are always going to be sellable. For instance, another great option is shoes. Those sell really well if they have a certain name attached to them or a certain style to them and are in season. My most favorite thing to sell though is makeup. I've had a lot of makeup items in my collection over the years, so I have recycled those through to other people because of course I'm only one person, I can only use so much, and so many people in my life don't use makeup, so there's not as many people to share that with. So I've been able to sell items across all of those categories on Poshmark to either make money off of them or to just get some of my money back. I of course donate these items or give them away if there's somebody that could use them. However, like a lot of things, it's just not the right fit, not the right color, that kind of thing. So for those types of instances, I stick to Poshmark. And over the years with doing that, I've created quite the collection and closet. That's the name for your actual postings and listings. So now I want to go into what you should sell and how the lighting of things works on the listings. You'll find on Poshmark that they have certain guidelines for listing items, so be sure to check those out and make sure you fall under those so your item listing does not get deleted or that you don't get banned from the platform. However, it's pretty clear, so it's easy to stick within those guidelines. These are called listing pictures. The listing picture is a cover shot of the item on the app. So this is only one photo that they see as they're scrolling through a feed, similar to other platforms where they highlight just one photo, and then once you click the photo, you will see other photos. You can add up to 8 photos, but it's really important to make sure that this cover shot is an eye-catching piece that will draw your customers in, or you can actually visually see what it is to see if that's something that your customer is even interested in. The cover shots can have filters added to them via the Poshmark app on the phone. However, I suggest to stay away from those because you don't want to alter the photo color. It's really important that the customer sees the accurate color in the photo, and especially that cover shot to me is really important, that it shows through exactly what they're getting. The worst thing to happen is to have a customer purchase an item and then be disappointed by the color representation from the photos. Of course, we understand that lighting is a big thing. Lighting will change the color of an item drastically. So it's very important that you get natural lighting, like this for instance, and take your photos with a contrasting color in the background background to highlight the item a little bit more. You can use props if you'd like to draw more attention to your item. You can style it like a piece of clothing, show how you can wear a necklace, show different ways to style that item specific to a person's body type. Make sure that you're really drawing people into your photos. Another key thing for drawing people in is making sure that you show all the different positions. So for instance, on the back of the shirt, you would want to show that there is a keyhole, or if there's button detailing, or if there's frills or knots. In a handbag, you'd want to make sure you show the handles or the inside pockets. On shoes, you want to show the sole of the shoe. It's really important that the person knows exactly what they're getting. You can also list these things in the descriptors below. So for instance, you're not just selling an item off the photo, that's the first thing you see. Directly below that, you will see a title. This is a listing title. The listing title is about 5 words maybe. You probably want to stick to like 3 so that it's visual in that first feed photo. So I use main key descriptors in that title. So for instance, if I was selling a Free People black tank top, those are the words that I would stick to. That's going to help your item be found as well because it has a specific name brand, color, and what the item actually is. In the description box below that, you can get in more detail, and that was a very, very specific thing that helped me sell items over the years. So I would suggest to take your time and write out good descriptions in those boxes. This is your moment to sell your item. So for instance, you can share the textures, the condition of the item, the colors, and more specific verbiage other than just black. You can say other little detailings, like if it has lace material on the shoulders, or if it has a lace strip along the base, something to that degree is very, very important to share with your customer. Also, you can go into even further detail by putting measurements of like the waistband, or the length of a shoe, or the height of a heel on a shoe, or the makeup shade names. Those kinds of things are really, really important to share with your customers. Not only just your customers, but people who will share your items. So it's more specific into the app layout. After the descriptor box, you will find key little quick snippets that you can later filter as a customer for your item. So for instance, down below that, you will find colors. You can pick up to 2 colors. So for instance, if you have a black tank top, you just click black. And then after that, you can set the retail price and the price you're selling it for. This is a huge thing. The price of an item, retail pricing, is where you're going to sell your item at a certain discount. And that's a huge thing for Posh. A lot of things you can find at 90% off of the retail value. So to kind of give your a closet that vibe of, oh, I'm really saving you money, which most of the time you really are, then it's important to have the proper retail pricing described. So for instance, if a makeup foundation goes for $28 retail and you're selling it for $14, then you just save them 50% that they will have in their pockets from not buying it from a store but from you. That's a quick example. Obviously not applicable for everybody, but it's a really great way to show that you are saving your people money. And who doesn't like that? Another important thing on that listing is making sure that you have the brand name shared and tagged properly. This helps with sharing onto a party. We'll go into detail a little bit in a second about that. However, they have a pre-selected list of brands, so if you start typing it in, and it helps predict what you're going to type. So for instance, back to the Free People tank top. If you have a Free People tank top and it is labeled accurately on the blouse, then make sure that you get it tagged that way too, because there might be a girl that's looking for that specific tank top and she knows it's Free People, and that's going to help filter through all the items on Poshmark to find yours so you can sell it. Other than that, you can choose to put other little detailings in there too. You don't have to. Some of the listing options below that photo are going to be optional. For instance, like a size. If it's a one size item, then of course you don't need to list that. But if it's a tank top, you need to share that it's a small or a medium so that a customer will know. That also cuts down on the amount of questions or comments that you'll get below your listing item. It's really great to have this exchange with other people. If they have questions, of course, please answer them. It's the worst to not get a question answered about a garment that you're in love with, but you're hesitant to buy because maybe their description is not very full. So let's go into Posh Parties. The importance of having your listing categorized in such a specific way is that it can be shared on the Posh Parties. These are really fun virtual parties on your phone that you can go to, and through attending these, you basically are sharing your items to the specific part of the platform, so the party. So for instance, my Free People tank top. There are oftentimes Free People parties, and it'll be kind of a collection of other brands that are similar to Free People. So my item will be able to be shared, so it's just a little click and shared to that party, and I will have my listing in that grouping so people who are looking for those specific items can find it. And a lot of times, not only is it something that they're looking for, but it's a style, a vibe, an aesthetic that you have with your photos that will lead them in to come look at your closet. Not only can they double tap on here and like an item, but they can go to your closet and follow you. So once you have your listing all ready to go, you'll hit post, and this will instantly share it to your followers. You can also share it to parties that are going on at that current time if it's applicable, and you can choose to share it on your social media platforms or in a message like a text message or an email. So be sure to share the love on your social media platforms. It's a really great way to grow your following, not only to create more customers and sales, but it's also a fun way to have other people share their items too. You can refer your friends through a special link with your descriptor, and they get $5 off of their first purchase. It's a really exciting way to share the love and get more people on Poshmark so we have more items to buy and sell. And by doing all of these steps, it'll turn into sales for you. Maybe not right away, but people who follow your closet will end up coming back, checking out your new items, and then eventually they will buy. I want to thank everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. This is going to be a fun little series with Poshmark. So if you have more questions about this topic in particular, or any other subject on the Poshmark app, please share below, because I will be making more videos that you guys can follow along with, and I can go into more depth about the specifics of the app and how to use them, and my successes with them, my suggestions. I'd love to do that for you guys, but I want to make sure that I answer the questions that are there. So feel free to find me on Instagram to do so, or on this video below. And also be sure to use the link that I have in the description box below for your $5 off first purchase. Woohoo! Thank you, Poshmark, for doing that for our new customers. If you have more questions on downloading the app, or if you need any help troubleshooting and I'm not quick enough, be sure to reach out to Poshmark support as well. They are fabulous people, and they will help you out ASAP. If you're a little bit more visual person and you'd like to see how the app is laid out, I have some photos on my blog post and a little bit more description on how to use the app to make money. Thank you again for checking out this video, and be sure to hit the notification bell below and subscribe so you can get all the latest videos on Poshmark. Bye guys!